Good day, everyone. I'm here to teach you on how to create an Excel program regarding descriptive statistic, like how to get the population standard deviation. Here are the example data and responses that we gather. First thing that we need to do is input the data. Then make a list of number of classes. I'm going to input 5 for the number of classes. Next is minimum and maximum data. The minimum data, we only need to use the minimum function. And the maximum, also in the maximum data. Maximum function. And we can now get the range. Range is equals to maximum data minus minimum data. Then the class width. Class width is equals, we need to use the rounded function. Range divided by the number of classes. Then input 0. Enter. And next, we can move on to the class number. Number of classes, we need to input 1 to 5 because 5 is the number of classes that we have. The next is the class limit. Lower and upper level. The lower limit, the first row is equals to the minimum data. And the second row is first row plus the class width. Then don't forget the F4 to lock up the class width. Then spread. The upper limit, the first row is equals to the lower class first row plus the class width minus 1. Then don't forget the F for the class width. Second row is equals to the first row plus class width. Don't forget to F4, then spread. And now we can get the next step is to get the frequency. Frequency is equals to the frequency function frequency times the two in the upper limit. And don't forget to control shift enter. And don't forget the total frequency. Sum up frequency. The next step is to get the midpoint. Midpoint is equals to the upper limit plus the lower limit and divided by 2. Then spread. Then you need to get the relative frequency. To get the relative frequency, it is only equal to the first row of the frequency divided by the total frequency. And don't forget to click the F4, enter, then spread. Then now we can proceed to cumulative frequency. Cumulative frequency is equals to the first row frequency and the second row is equals to first row plus second row of the frequency and spread. The next is the class boundaries. First thing is the lower class boundaries. To get the lower boundary, it is simply equals to lower class first row minus the lower class second row. Don't forget the F4 minus the upper class first row. Then F4 divided by 2. and spread. And next is the upper boundary. Upper boundary is equals to the upper class first row plus lower class second row, no, lower class second row from F4 minus upper class first row from F4 divided by 2, then spread. Then next is to get the mean median mode. To get the mean, this simply equals to the function average times average the data. The next is the median in the mode. To get the mode, is with the median is it simply equals to the median function. The next is the mode. Only equals to the mode function. Then we can now proceed to the group data standard deviation. X times F. X times F is equals to the Rx is the midpoint times the frequency, then spread. Then we can get the X minus X bar. X minus X bar is equals to the midpoint minus mean then F4 then spread. The next is the X minus X bar squared. To get that, it is simply equals to the X minus X bar raised to 2 function. Then spread. Next is x minus x bar squared times the frequency. Simply equals to the x minus x bar squared times the frequency. Then spread. Then we can get now the standard deviation of group data. As it is equals to the square function times the summation of x minus x bar squared times f divided by the total frequency. Total frequency minus what? Then now we can proceed to population standard deviation. Population standard deviation. First thing we need to get is the u, u function is equals to the summation of data divided by the total frequency. Then we can now proceed to the data x. Data x is equals to all the data that we have. We can simply cut it up and paste it. The next is the deviation of x minus u, where it is equals to the data x minus the u. Then we can click the F4, then spread. The next is the x minus u squared is only equal to x minus u raised to 2 or squared, then strength. And we can now get the o squared. O squared is equals to the summation of x minus u squared divided by the total frequency. Now we can get the O. Is simply equals to the square root. Then we can now proceed to the sample standard deviation. The next is now we can get the mean frequency. Mean frequency is equals to the summation of x times f divided by the frequency. The total frequency. And we can now proceed to sample standard deviation. And so first is we need to get the x bar first. X bar is equals to summation data divided by the total frequency minus 1. The next is now we can get the data x. The data x is simply equals to need to only copy that and then put the data x. The next is deviation of x minus x bar. Right? Plus x bar. X minus x bar is simply equals to the data x minus the x bar, then press the F4, then spread. The next is x minus x bar squared. To get that, you can simply square the x minus x bar. Then spread. Then we can now get the s squared. S squared is equals to summation of x minus x bar squared divided by the total frequency minus 1. We can now proceed to s, where s is equals to the square root of the s squared. Then done. Thank you for listening.